Hey, podcaster. I am so excited to talk about this episode and this topic today about podcast pitching, podcast guesting, and what I'm going to say 99.9% of podcasters who are being guests are leaving behind, which is actually where the magic, the cash, and all the goodness happens. So are you ready to dig into this and actually step up as an amazing podcast guest? All right, let's go. Welcome to Beyond the Downloads, the show that dives deeper than stats and charts to reveal the real impact of your podcast. I'm Jen Dragonette, founder of the Bold Action Collective, where we believe that bold moves spark true transformation. Each week, we explore how your unique story, passion, and purpose can create powerful connections that change lives, yours and your listeners. If you're ready to go beyond the metrics, embrace bold action, and unleash the life raft potential of your podcast, you're in the right spot. Let's go. Okay, I am really excited about this topic because this has just come up and it continually happens. And if you don't know, I have 1,000,001 other podcasts. Yes. Even if you don't see me showing up here, I might be showing up on my Feed Your Business with Love podcast. I have a golf podcast where we talk about life, love, and leisure. I have a kind of spicy podcast where I talk about some other things under one of my alternate brands. There are so many other podcasts I'm doing. So it's kind of hard for me to be consistent on all of these, but we are coming back. There are going to be some changes. We're pretty excited about what's going to be happening at Beyond the Downloads. But I want to talk about this because this just happened to me. And this is one of the reasons why I think so many podcast hosts don't pay attention to your pitches, and why I think there are so many guests out there that are great guests that have beautiful interviews, but you're not actually getting anything from those. I truly believe these are the reasons why. So let's start with talking about the pitch. So many of them are generic. You build some stupid template and you're like, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe your template and you put in like, I listened to your episode about butterflies and I think I should be a great guest for you. And maybe you did have an episode about butterflies, but like, why? Like, give me a unique angle. Like some of the things that I just got pitched by somebody, and it was the perfect pitch because it wasn't necessarily my podcast. This podcast isn't in this niche at all, but she found a way to get into my audience through her messaging. You will hear her shortly, but I do have to say there's also some things that I have seen. So what happened with this pitch, it was beautiful. It was like, hey, I'm excited. I've listened to your show. I see that you haven't really been doing guests. Would you be open to a guest? Here's some things. Here's what I talk about. I talk about burnout. I talk about all these things. Here's how I think it directly relates to your audience. And it was totally off topic for her, yet on topic, right? Because she specifically found a way to rewrite what she did to meet this audience's needs. That's where the magic is. She was the first guest I said yes to in years, because she actually took the time to research my podcast, to come up with a topic that wasn't something that she always talked about. Why this is gold is that her audience hasn't heard this specific topic. So when she goes to reshare the episode, guess what happens? Her audience is like, ooh, new content. I'm going to come to Beyond the Downloads and listen to her actually share about this, something that she hasn't shared about with us on the platforms that we're used to seeing her on. This is the gold. This is the magic sweet spot in your pitch. If you can pitch something that is just a little bit outside your niche, that your everyday client, that your everyday listener, that your everyday person isn't listening to, that's where the magic happens. That's like when I talked to John Lee Dumas, we talked about sleep. We talked about how important sleep is for entrepreneurs. We talked about how if he wanted to restart a podcast, he would talk about sleep and all the things that had to do with sleep. Because if I would have talked to him about Entrepreneurs on Fire and all these other things, his audience wouldn't have gone. even showed up. Granted, he didn't reshare any of the content that I created for him, but I was still able to tag it and tag him in something that he hadn't been tagged in before. So that's where that sweet spot is if you can find something that is enough inside that if somebody came to you, you would still be that person, but like far enough outside what you normally share so your audience wants to go see them, you've actually created a mutual relationship, which can actually help both of you, because your audience wants to come to my show and my audience is interested in what you're doing, so they go to your platforms. That's the magic sweet spot. And this person pitched me, and it was perfect pitch, and it was that beautiful sweet spot. Great. Okay, we had our interview. The interview was great. We had it set up. I asked some specific questions. I went through all these things, and then I asked for specific things. So I asked for a photo to be sent. I asked for the links to their stuff to be sent, and I got ghosted. What happened is the interview was great. I'm still going to post the interview. It's going out a little later than expected because I don't have any of these assets. I have to work for them. You have come in, you've pitched me, you took all that time. It was beautiful. Then you don't show up, you don't do anything. Even after the interview, I had taken a picture, I posted it in our stories, how excited I was to meet her, didn't get reshared. I mean, it's a two-way collaboration. Editing podcasts, creating all the assets, doing all the things is a lot of work. If you can't put that in, I'm debating whether I'm going to put this out or not, because I have reached out by email. I have asked for the tag, I've tagged her in stories on Instagram and she couldn't reshare that. I've asked for a picture and she hasn't sent it to me. I've sent it to her stuff in her DMs and I'm like, I'm hoping she's okay. She's constantly posting in her stories. But this is where I think the majority of podcasters fail. You come up with a great pitch. Maybe you get in the door. You show up for the interview and then you freaking ghost. Borrowing somebody's audience is huge. Having an audience that's already set up and primed to buy and having somebody let you in, not only let you in, but do the work. Editing takes time. Creating social content and shareables takes time. And if you can't take the time to send me a photo and your freaking links or push reshare on a story that's only going to last for 24 hours, you better bet your booty that I'm not going to give your episode very much love, that I'm not going to push it out very far, that I'm not going to include your links because I'm not going to go searching for them. You have just missed out on a huge opportunity. And you took all that time in the beginning to pitch me something that was out of the ordinary for your stuff. Now, if maybe this person had totally ghosted and wasn't showing up online at all and not doing anything, maybe something happened to them, I'd be a little bit more forgiving. But I see this all the time. At this point, I have done over 250 interviews. And let me tell you, of those 250 interviews, there's maybe 15 people that follow up after the interview, that actually maintain the relationship. And this is that magic beyond the downloads. This is how my business was built. Of those 15 people that followed up, a lot of them have referred people into my production company, have referred people into my programs or my coaching offers, and I've referred people to them. Not only through sharing through the podcast, but when somebody comes into my space and I can't help them, their connections, their true connections, they're people on the other side. They're people that I want to have conversations with. They're people that I want to help be successful. They're companies that I want to promote. They're all these things. But those 15 people that followed up with became true collaborations, became true connections, became acquaintances, and I'm going to dare to call them friends. That is the magic, the absolute magic of being a guest expert. But the two places where people fail is one, on that pitch, and two, that post interview. What are you doing post interview? Are you sharing? Are you following up? Are you posting that you had a cool interview to psych up your audience to get them to want to go over there? How are you giving back to that person that just let you come in? Do you think that you are so magical and you are so great that other person is required to put in all the effort and you don't get to put any in as the guest? This is why so many people go to solo shows, because this is what we're met with. Okay, you pitched us, you swindled us in the door, you had a great conversation with us, you pitched your program, you borrowed our audience, and then you freaking ghost us? And you don't promote on your own channels? I mean, when I do guest interviews, not only do I promote on people's channels, I ask for some of the clips myself and rebrand them and put them into my content, and then make sure that the links to their content are all in my content, because I know how hard it is and how much work it is to put into editing. So if you're leaving stuff on the table by missing the mark on one of these two situations, one, the pitch, or two, that beautiful post-interview follow-up and connection, why bother? And if you're struggling with those things, we're doing a 30-day challenge for visibility. And one of the whole weeks, we're building out pitches. We're teaching you how to find that magic place of that middle collaboration piece. That's not what you always talk about, so that you can actually be a collaborative part of this interview and of this connection, of this partnership, of this collaboration. We teach you how to do that, and then we teach you how to follow up. That's one of the weeks inside this challenge, because visibility challenge, the bold visibility challenge, we are not doing social media as much. Yes, I want you to share your stuff with your current audience, but we are teaching you how to build a big old community without having to be a slave to the algorithm. So if you want to join that, links in the show notes. It's a live experience, so it's not a challenge like normal. It's not like your DIY, here's your daily post, here's this. It's actually a group mastermind. It's a 30-day mastermind, so you get like hot seat coaching, you get all these different things. Like, you get so much support, so much hand holding through it, because I want you to be visible in 30 days in a fun way that feels good for you and your business. So we find everything that aligns with your business, including this pitching thing, including that, because I think that this is a huge thing that people leave on the table. And the people that are trying are failing because they're doing these things. And let me tell you, I would love to stand on my platform and be like, hey, stop being a shitty guest. Here's how. Stop being shitty at pitching. Here's how to actually get a pitch to get in somebody's inbox. And it's not the way here's what to do after the interview. You're missing out so much. If you actually get that interview and you don't do the follow-up, you don't do the things to help the host isn't going to work very hard to help you. And you've just missed out on a beautiful connection that could have actually been a collaboration that could be bringing your business to the next level, could be your next best friend, could be your next, whatever. But you're missing out because you are not doing the follow-up. Or you're just pitching so terribly in the beginning that you're getting sent to trash immediately. And the sad thing is there's so many trash pitches coming through. Most podcast hosts are just delete, not even opening them, because of people that are pitching terribly, that are pitching these stupid things. And the companies are the worst. They're charging you so much money, and they just have to be mass spraying people. And I don't know if you're actually getting on a line podcast or not, or podcasts that are actually moving you forward, because these blanket pitches, I don't know who's falling for them. The big shows aren't falling for them. Maybe the small, desperate shows, but in reality, like, they're not helping you, and that's costing you a ton of money. So if you want to spend a tiny bit of money, like less than $100, come to the visibility challenge, and I'll teach you how to do it yourself, save you thousands and thousands of dollars on this pitching thing, so you can get aligned audiences and actually grow, build those friendships, build those connections, do the things. That's what I want for you. So I want to know. You can DM me. I am on all the social media platforms. I do not post regularly because I don't need social media to build my business. I just kind of like to be over there from time to time. But I do check my DMs because I think it's a great way to do that. You can DM me, jen.dragonette, pretty much on every platform except for Facebook. It's Jennifer Dragonette, full name. Facebook won't let me change it. But anyways, I really want to know. Or you can email me, jen@jdragonette.com, because I try to make everything easy. I want to know, where do you get stuck with pitching and guesting and following up? Are you stuck in pitch, guest, or follow up? Have you even thought about the follow up? Have you ever thought about that magic place where you're like a little bit off topic from normal but can still be drawn in? Have you even thought about that? There's so much that you can do, and I want you to do it, because there's so many podcasts that need great. We're going to go with not even good. We're going to go with great guests. And there's so many collaborations out there, and so many ways that you can network and build without having to be burnt out. You just have to stop doing it wrong. You have to stop doing what you think you need to do and actually do it in a way that actually builds your business, builds your network, builds your community. Because other than that, you're just wasting everyone's time, including your own. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort, especially if you're a person who doesn't have your own podcast and you just are a guest. You have no idea what gets put into it. And some of these people pay producers like me. I produce a lot of guest interviews, a lot of guest interviews. Somebody's paying me to produce their stuff, create their assets. What are you doing for that podcast host? What are you doing for that host audience? What are you doing to help? You know, it is a mutual relationship. And if you're just there to take yourself out of the game already and go do something else. Stop ruining it for everyone else. Stop being a taker. That's not podcasting. Podcasting is nurturing, it's loving, it's caring, it's building communities. If you're not here for that, go away. Like, stop ruining it for the rest of us. And I know that's blunt and I know that's mean. And I'm, halfway joking saying this, but it's true. Really think about what you're getting when you get to borrow someone's audience and treat that with the respect it deserves. And again, if you need help, come join the 30-day visibility challenge. Again, it's under $100. It's fun. We're going to have fun. One of the weeks is all about like building your pitch and doing all that stuff because I really want this to be drilled into people, and it's mastermind. So you're in a community. We're having group calls all the time. We're like making sure that it's not just like, here's your 30-day challenge, blah, blah, blah. No, we want to make sure that you actually do the 30 days. And don't worry, it's 30 days, but there's only 5 days a week that there's actually like little mini exercises to do that are 15 minutes or less to actually get visible. And if you don't have time for that and you don't want to grow, then I can't help you anyways. So it's going to be a really fun challenge. I'm really excited for it, but I want you to just start thinking about this because guesting, it saved my life. A podcast guest that came on one of the shows that I listened to back in the day, that guest was the guest that changed my life and made me think one more day. And I'm here because of that one more day. And I know that it can also grow your business. It's pretty much paid and brought in all my clients being a guest and having guests in my show and creating those collaborations. So really think about it. Really think about like how you're treating your host, how you're treating your pitch, how you're treating the interview, and definitely, are you even doing any follow-up? And if you haven't done follow-up and you've been doing guesting for years, there's a right way to reach back out too. And we got you inside the challenge. So anyways, on that note, be a good guest. Don't be a shitty pitcher. Go do the thing. But most importantly, go out and make today amazing because you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are worthy, and your story deserves a microphone. Now go do the thing.